This is our podcast called
Here's What We Know.
Great. Thanks for picking that up.
Here's What We Know is a competitive learning podcast.
Which we're figuring out, too.
This is episode 1. And so, I guess the mechanics of this podcast is we both have topics, and we don't know the other person's topic.
We just pressed random on Wikipedia a couple
Is that what you did?
That's not what you did?
I had a topic in mind.
Oh. Well, I pressed random on Wikipedia, which I guess might just be my shtick for this podcast.
Yeah.
Until I found something that wasn't a European soccer player.
There's so many soccer players on that random.
I think Wikipedia is just a catalog of everyone who's ever played football.
Those football hooligans sure love to record everything about every player in Wikipedia.
Yes. And it's always like just 3 sentences like, was born in Austria.
And this article is a
his
stub.
food is a sandwich.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. And then you get those weird, like, just regions of countries, too.
That I've never heard of.
Because there's so many of them.
Which is pathetic.
But anyway, so what we don't know, and here's what we know, is the other person's topic.
Yes.
And a bit more than that.
And then we will be rewarding points
for
random things that the other person can guess within our topic.
We'll have like five questions, but I guess if you guess ahead of us of what we're gonna say, no.
The point goes to you.
Yeah, you get points. Woo! Okay, so
you can keep track. You can tally that up by yourself.
We're not gonna keep track. You're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we could keep track.
And then the end, there's a grand prize for every episode.
Yeah.
Which will be revealed.
The next episode.
The next episode?
No, we don't have a prize this episode. The prize this episode is bragging rights for the next episode.
How about the last 4 Oreos?
Deal.
All right.
Last
shake
4
on
Oreos.
It. Spit and shake.
Goes to the winners. I didn't spit. Do I need?
Gross.
Ooh, gross. Okay.
Add a handshake sound effect in there, will you?
What does a handshake sound like? Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, get your notes.
Weird.
All right. This better be thoroughly researched. Right. You might want to.
I think
you might want to direct that away from me.
Isn't bad. Let me just bring up Evernote.
Evernote?
Yeah. Have you ever? It's like a little elephant.
Nope.
It's like just a note-taking app.
I use Google Keep.
I think my laptop came with that on it, but I can't find it.
It is a Chromebook, so it probably does.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Okay.
So, can you keep track of how many questions I ask you? Because I haven't written them out.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Just, let's, not go over 5.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll just keep track of the points. And if I go over 5, I'll let you know.
Solid. Okay. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Horace Fletcher. Do you know who that is?
No. Does he have something to do with arrows?
No.
He's a Fletcher. He puts the feathers on the arrows. Fletching.
That shows how much I know about arrows. Alright. Horace... Oh, shoot. I just turned my laptop off. Okay. Horace Fletcher is also known as the Great Masticator.
Oh my god.
Does this ring any bells?
I know what mastication is.
Okay, what's mastication?
He's
chewing. That doesn't count as a chewer. Yeah. So he sort of created this method of chewing your food, and spread it to the rich and wealthy of America, in the late 1900s? So about... Shoot, I wrote it down. Wait. Oh, I just wrote down how old he is, not years.
No, just tell me how old he is.
So when he was 46, he started spreading this movement around, and alright. The first question is, what do you think he called this movement?
The mastication movement? No, that's not my answer, but...
That's your guess?
No, his movement.
Yeah.
Of chewing?
Yes. It's like a theory of how you should chew.
Oh, it's a chewing theory.
What do you think it's called?
choo all aboard the mouth train.
Oh no, it's. I'm gonna give you a half point. Write that down. Write that down. Okay, because it's what he called it was Fletcherism, but the media referred to it as the choo cult. So you said choo, so I'm gonna give you a point.
I wanted to do something with trains.
Or a half point.
Okay.
No,
half point.
No. But his theory was, basically just chew your food, and he wanted people to chew their food until it turned into a pulp in their mouth. And the theory is you don't swallow any solid food ever. You just chew something until it's liquefied and you can't help but swallow it, and then the rest of it you just spit out.
Ew.
So you are never gonna be eating solid food.
Did you choose? Okay, be honest with me. Did you choose this topic because you know I hate the sound of chewing?
No, but I love that. Ready?
No, stop! I hate you.
Someone give me a cookie.
Okay.
No, I pressed random on Wikipedia,
and you got some
and then it came up with Horace Fletcher, and I was like captivated.
So when they would chew, you're like a liquid. You're like a blender.
Yeah. So he would chew things for up to like at a speed of 100 chews a minute to get it to this pulp, and so
What the heck? So he's just go...
Yeah. Just super quickly, and the idea is it's prepping the food for digestion.
Wait, was this guy a doctor at all?
No,
he was just some dude.
So here's his story. Is he lived in Japan, for I don't know how long in his life, but about 40. He was feeling just awful, and he would say that he felt like an old man. And so he got turned down for a life insurance policy by doctors because they were like, you're too much of a risk. We're not going to give you a policy. And so he quit his job, shut down all his affairs, and dedicated his life to figuring out how to get healthier.
How to chew properly.
It says he was, he wrote a book.
Did he chew on that book?
Which I can't.
Did he eat that book?
What? No, but he was 5'6" and weighed 207 pounds. So he was like kind of a
bulkier, gentle fellow.
Bulkier guy, and he just like felt awful, and so he started thinking about how our bodies are supposed to be digesting food. And he discovered the first step is chewing. So he just got really focused in on this. So
he must have really liked soup.
The whole theory was he's chewing more. That makes you tired, so you eat less, actually, because like you're chewing so much that you kind of get worn out instead of just like swallowing all your food. So then you buy less food, and then you're saving money.
He turned eating into a chore, man.
Well, that's kind of what it was, like a huge dedication. I read something about this guy who was kind of testing his theories more recently. I'm not sure when, but not like when it was popularized. But he would dedicate like a year and a half, and for all his meals, just do this method to like test out if it worked, and it kind of did. I was gonna say something else. And you can only eat when you're really, really hungry.
Oh.
And, here's question number 2. You can't eat when...
You're sick.
I don't know.
That's not
Half point for you. But you can't eat when you're feeling sad or mad or worried.
Oh.
So even if you're really hungry, you have to wait until you're like in a better mood to be eating.
You have to be...
That was like a rule.
Happy, hungry, and tired in the mouth.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. I bet he had a really good jawline.
He was probably ripped in the jaw.
Right?
He probably had like a six-pack on his cheek.
Maybe... I want to pull up a picture, but I don't want it to like give you information. Here, I'll pull up a picture.
What? Is there something crazy about him?
No, I just want to admire his
Did he sharpen his teeth into points or something to help him chew?
No. Here, wait.
So
he just kind of...
How did he come up with this idea? He just like was like, oh, the first step in eating is chewing. Yeah,
basically.
Oh, he does not look like a happy fellow.
No. Well, no, he doesn't. He's
the great masticator.
The great masticator.
Wow.
All right.
You think that's like the nickname of like a dinosaur? Like the T-Rex is like the king of the dinosaurs. The Brontosaurus is the great masticator.
Ooh. Well, I was trying to think of something to relate to that, but I don't even know the kinds of things he ate. Oh, he thought that you should, I didn't write this in my notes, but he thought that you should only eat things if you knew all the ingredients in them, which is kind of, people do that today.
Yeah, people are coming back around to that.
Yeah, but so he would only eat things that, like, if he was sure he knew everything that was inside of it. Like you know, raw vegetables and stuff like that, or I guess cooked vegetables.
So did he like eat a lot of raw stuff, or he just like?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think
he just wanted to know all the ingredients.
Yeah, you just want to know everything that's in it. Like you don't. He was like avoiding which I'm sure it was easier to avoid chemicals in like the 1870s.
Katelin, I've got a sad truth for you. Everything's a chemical. So it's kind of hard to avoid them.
What do I call that? Artificial chemicals?
I guess just like
that's
preservatives and junk.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
all those things on the back of your cereal box that you can't pronounce.
Yeah, like iron.
Like iron. It's a hard word to say.
Iron.
He became a millionaire giving lectures around the country, and he lived with his wife and daughter in Venice, and his wife was a painter, and his daughter was a journalist, and also the guinea pig for a lot of his mastication experiments.
Oh, that's
so
not. I
he
don't
would
like
just
this.
be like, "I'm going to test this, but also you should test it." At age 58, he was part of. He arranged an experiment at Yale that set him and his physical strengths against a bunch of college athletes.
So this is just a guy that like was like, I've invented a new way of chewing. He's a millionaire because he's taught people how to chew.
It's a chewing method, and it's like it's
like a ideology.
It kind of reversed his he wrote a book called How I Became Young at 60.
Oh.
So basically he thought that this renewed a lot of youth in him, and he got a lot of energy from it. So if you can name one of the exercises that he outperformed these college athletes in, you can get a point.
Chewing.
No. An exercise. Wait, I'll give you another shot.
Okay. Just like lifting weights.
No.
What?
Well, at least that's not one of the ones that an article told me.
What are
so
these exercises?
It says he outperformed in deep knee bending, holding out his arms.
Whoa.
And doing calf raises on some crazy ass machine.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's just really flexible, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, and endurance. If he's holding out his arms, I don't know which way. I don't know if it's straight in front of him or it said horizontally. So I think just out like wingspan ways. But that gets hard after a long time.
He's just used to pain because he's been putting himself through all this pain.
Yeah. Endurance in the jaw.
Yeah. He's got that mental endurance.
So how many that was 3 questions?
That was 3 questions, yeah. I have 1 point total.
All right. He was also very interested. Wait, was it 3 questions?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just because I want to build up to this one. So he was very interested in human excrement as evidence of their true nutrition. And he encouraged children to look at their, he gave it a fancy name to make sure that it doesn't smell or look weird. It's poop, but can you guess the fancy name he gave it? I'll give you the first part because this one's really hard.
Okay.
So he called it digestive blank.
With him, it's like it's gotta all about chewing out like the right nutrients.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna say it's something like stuff that you weren't supposed to eat in the first place. So like digestive
stuff you weren't supposed to eat in the first place.
Yeah, digestive junk. No, it's gonna be like digestive. Digestive, like.
Oh, it's so good.
Leavings.
Oh. In a similar vein.
Come on, tell me what it is.
Okay, it's digestive ash. Is what he called it.
Okay.
I think it's because I didn't find this in any place in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But another article I was reading said he was thinking of the body as a machine. Was part of his whole theory. You know, like food is fuel, and a couple other things that I did. Oh, it was like blood is steam.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, but I'm thinking like ash, like maybe in the time, like machines would produce ash.
Yeah, it'd be the byproduct, the waste.
Yeah,
right?
If you were burning something,
which is
fuel, like fire is fuel.
I don't know. Thinking of the human body as a machine is like.
But it makes sense. Like that's what's left over once you burn out all the energy.
Yeah, is it simplifying it though, or is it like you're thinking about it wrong? Because it's like a completely different process from like burning fuel.
Well, it is, but isn't it still like you're using that fuel? Like a fire burns the fuel of.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a dietitian.
Oh, I think only Horace.
I just eat pizza rolls and garbage.
You better chew that. You're just swallowing them like pills.
Yeah, I just swallow a whole pizza roll.
Get your glass of water and.
I should have masticated better.
Yeah, you should. Don't chew pills.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I was saying I swallow pills dry sometimes, and people always make weird faces at me for doing that, but I'm not really great at doing it with water.
Do you think
it makes me nervous?
He chewed pills too? He probably didn't do medicine.
He probably I don't do medicine anymore.
I don't put a medicine in my machine.
Maybe. I mean, because he was painting himself as this picture of youth as a man at 60. That was his whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm going to give you my last question now. So, he had 3 steps, 3 major rules to Fletcherism.
Okay.
1, only eat when you're really super, super hungry.
Okay.
Number 2, chew food to a pulp and then drink it, never swallow food. Mm-hmm. And 3.
I have to guess the third one?
Yes.
3. Okay, so...
It's the third rule.
What was the first one again?
First one is only eat when you're super, super hungry.
Super hungry eating. Chew a lot.
Chew food to a pulp and then drink it. You're never swallowing solid food. You chew it until it naturally wants to just go down your throat and you don't even think about it.
Yeah. It's got I don't know, just smelling your poop, kids.
Ooh, so close. No.
So you're talking about the kids smelling their poop?
3 is sip drinks.
Sip drinks?
You can only sip your drinks.
He's like, dang, I wish you could chew your drinks.
You can't chug. He didn't believe in chugging.
This guy's all about small bites and...
he likes the little things.
I like the little bits.
Yeah, he takes his time. Mm-hmm. So it would take him probably hours to...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess if you get tired out...
You're done.
Maybe not. That's it. When you're too tired, you're done.
I guess. Man, a meal had to be like an 8-hour production with this guy, didn't it?
Probably. I mean, he was a millionaire, so...
Yeah.
He could probably afford it. Oh, and I wanted to say... I'm going to find who it was. There's a couple, very rich guys that he... kind of brought along on this movement. Let me find who it was.
Oh, he's got some groupies.
Yeah.
He's got an entourage.
Upton Sinclair.
Yeah,
who wrote
a book.
The Jungle. It's about Chicago.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Upton Sinclair. Henry James. I don't know who that is. And John D. Rockefeller.
What? Rockefeller?
And Mark Twain once went to his house in Venice.
Did he come over for dinner? He was like, honey, I gotta go to this I
gotta go to Venice.
This masticator's house.
Get off my steamboat.
Yeah, we're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have dinner. He's gonna tell me about his new health craze, and it's like comes back 12 hours later. He's like, "Honey, I've been chewing all night. I just gotta go to bed." This is Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Oh, I'm thinking Edgar Allan Poe was married to like his cousin. He was like 13.
Oh yeah, he
Mark
probably
Twain
wouldn't
married?
have.
Let's Google it.
Mark Twain probably married his cousin too. It was a
Mark
different
Twain.
time back then.
Huckleberry Finn. I don't know. It doesn't say.
He might not have been married. He's got to be married. I don't know.
Mark Twain married? Question mark.
Is Mark
Let's
Twain
all get
single?
Ooh, he was married to Olivia Langdon Clemens
Oh.
for like 34 years.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's better than a lot of people these days.
I know.
With their...
Dang.
I don't know.
Was she an author too?
I don't know.
Probably not.
What was
Doesn't
she?
look like it.
Here's what we don't know
Ooh,
about Mark
courtship.
Twain's... Ooh, courtship. What'd he do?
Ooh, they were engaged 2 months later?
Wow.
Wait, no.
Marky moves fast.
Ooh, they went to a Charles Dickens reading on their first date. That must have been boring. Not a fan of him. He's so
It
wordy.
was the best of times. It was the worst
When I
of
had to read Charles
times.
Dickens in high school, I had to also listen to the audiobook while trying to read with the page.
Oh, so you cheated.
Because
You
my
cheated.
eyes would just like cross.
You know how I
couldn't
got...
do it anymore.
You know how I got through the
Great
boring part
Expectations.
of Great Expectations?
The whole book.
Yeah, I read it in an Irish accent. Out loud.
Oh my god, because you were in that play.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
No, I don't.
I had to do an Irish accent in a play, so I'm like,
That's
I
a
can
good way to
I can kill two
practice.
birds with one stone here. I read,
Ooh.
what was it? Great Expectations.
That's my school
An
hack.
Irish
Is
accent.
just you can listen to the audiobooks of things. You can.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the content you get out of it, but reading is an important skill. You think? Anyways.
No, I don't think.
Anyways,
All right, sorry.
did you have a
That's
bonus
gonna all get
question
cut
for
out.
that, or was?
Oh, let me think. Your question is, at what age did he die?
So he was 60 when he did the Yale thing.
He was 58 when he did the.
Oh, he was
thing.
58 when he did the Yale thing? I don't know. He seems to be like in good health at least. So I'd say maybe, I don't know, they didn't, how long did they live back then? 89.
69. He died of bronchitis.
Oh, that's sad.
All right,
I feel
that's
bad
all.
for laughing.
That's all for
now.
me.
Okay, my topic.
Good guy.
My topic.
Intense man.
Is there a moral to that story, Katelin?
The moral of the story is, chew your food. Like that ASMR.
Yeah. The moral of the story
Try
I got
something.
out of it was chew fast, live fast.
Ooh, wait, that's catchy. I want to come up with another one. It is double check your poop. And if you have any concerns, see a doctor. Might be bronchitis.
My poop smells like bronchitis. Okay.
Just looking for bacteria.
All right. So, my topic
Yes, tell me a bedtime story.
is sliced bread. Which is
No,
a
it's
loaf.
not.
It is a loaf of bread pre-sliced with a machine.
Oh no.
So my first question for you, starting right off the bat, what was the greatest thing before sliced bread?
Dolly Parton. Wait, that's a dumb answer. That's just the first lady who popped into my head. I was thinking Judy Garland for some reason, but okay, anyway. Go on.
So no, I'm not gonna give you points for that. That's a hard question though. So basically, the phrase "the greatest thing since sliced bread" kind of derived from this tagline that sliced bread was kind of marketed with early on, and it was the
Toaster. No?
No. Okay, it was
the toaster invented? I
think the
that's the topic I really want.
So for my research, I think I saw that the toaster was invented before sliced bread. Like right before though. This is like age of invention.
For English muffins,
So
understandable.
So the best thing before the greatest thing since sliced bread kind of derives from
Since
this.
sliced bread? Or before sliced bread.
No, okay.
These timelines are foggy, Justin.
Katelin, the question I asked you was before sliced bread. But the phrase everyone knows is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Wait, what's the answer?
Well, if you'd let me speak... Okay.
I'm too excited.
So the phrase "the greatest thing since
bread.
sliced bread" kind of derives from the slogan that was used to market sliced bread early on. It's the greatest step forward since bread was wrapped. So I would have accepted wrapped bread as the answer to that question.
That's pretty stingy.
So, who invented sliced bread? Otto Friedrich Rohwedder was born in 1880 to German immigrants.
Ooh, I was gonna say German. I was just going to say German.
Because Otto Friedrich?
Yes.
Maybe it's Rohwedder.
It's kind of a giveaway.
Rohwedder. I don't know. I'm going to say Rohwedder. So he was born in 1880 to German immigrants, and he spent his childhood in Davenport, Iowa. He earned a degree in optics in 1900 from what is now Northern Illinois College of Ophthalmology and Otology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois, really?
Yeah. But then he became a jeweler.
I wonder if that college advertises, like
it's like
one of our alums is
invented sliced bread. Well, he didn't really use his degree for that because he became a jeweler. He owned 3 jewelry stores in St. Joseph, Missouri.
He's going all over the Midwest, isn't he?
In St. Joseph, Missouri, he operated those jewelry stores. I think it was for like 7 years or so. So he got a good bit of cash money from that. But he overheard complaints from housewives about slicing bread. So what was the issue with slicing bread by hand? What was the complaints that he heard?
Oh, the bread gets smushed. When you try and cut it, it all gets squished down.
That's a good guess.
That not it?
I'll give you another guess.
Off their fingers?
There. That's
no!
Yeah, okay. So
no.
So
what?
That's part of the complaint. So,
really?
He noticed that complaints from housewives that slicing bread was burdensome, time-consuming, and even dangerous because you had to have like a sharp knife to cut bread, so people would like cut their fingers and stuff.
Oh, because if you're using a dull knife, it gets smushed.
Yeah, and sometimes bread is really hard to cut.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, they're not cutting off their fingers left and right, but it's like it's
just little nicks
it's like
there and there.
I don't like slicing bread. It's a chore, basically.
Oh, like folding laundry.
So Otto was convinced that he could create a bread slicing machine. So what he did was he created a questionnaire. And he placed an ad in several large newspapers asking... So there's a questionnaire, and it was for the purpose of... he said, for the purpose of determining a thickness of a slice, which would be most nearly universal in acceptance. And then he managed to get 30,000 responses from housewives in just a few months.
For thickness of bread?
Yeah, 30,000. There's nothing else to do as a housewife. So
it's the equivalent of like posting a poll on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, not even.
Well,
it's got less reach than that. Probably it's like harder to.
That's true.
And more effort to write back in. But 30,000 responses.
Whoa.
So, in 1916, he sold his jewelry stores to fund the development of the machines. He bought a warehouse and began prototyping. The first challenge he faced was the fact that sliced bread doesn't maintain freshness for very long because you're chopping it up and you're getting air in it. It kind of stales out a little bit faster. So, question number 3. What was his solution to keeping bread fresher?
To keeping bread fresher?
Mm-hmm. Sliced bread fresher.
Oh. My first thought was lemon juice. But that's not it. Because then you're about to be wet.
Guess again.
Okay. Salt?
No, it's not actually anything he added to it. So his first solution... So basically his solution was to hold the bread together. So his first solution was to insert a long hat pin to hold the loaf together.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So after...
then you get a free hat pin.
You get a free hat pin.
Purchase.
Yeah.
Score.
But the bakers that tried these out complained that they would routinely fall out. So for a year, he basically just went back into his warehouse and he just feverishly sketched blueprints
of straight lines for hat pins.
So this was 1916. In 1917,
Oh, it's not a hat pin blueprint. That's what I
No,
was
no.
He was
The
like,
blueprint for keeping that bread together.
Yeah,
but
alright, I'm with it now.
But
God, I'm so
but
dumb. Oh.
in 1917, his factory, his prototype, and all of his blueprints were destroyed in a fire.
No.
Completely set him back. So he was completely out of money because he had spent all his money from selling his jewelry stores.
What? He sold the jewelry stores?
Yeah, he sold all those jewelry stores to fund his venture. So he basically had like nothing left.
Why wouldn't you keep one open and have it as like a...
I know. Yeah, right?
Just like someone else can run it for you.
How much does a warehouse
kind
cost? Keep one jewelry store open, you know? Yeah.
Have a little extra, spending money.
Yeah. So you could say...
Isn't all money spending money?
All money is spending money.
That's the point of money. You
Wow.
spend it.
You sound like such an adult right now.
You sound like an old lady.
Spending money. Don't spend it all in one place. So you could say that all of his work was toast.
Did you do this topic just so you could make that joke?
No. I just wanted to do it because it was the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, okay. So,
Yes.
Otto didn't give up. He worked as an investment and securities agent. So he bought and sold stocks, bonds, and like treasury things for other people to support his family and to rebuild his funds. So, in 1928, that's like 10 years later, he finally has a fully working machine ready. And now it's wrapping loaves not with a hat pin to hold them together, but wax paper to hold them together.
Oh,
Smart boy.
What were they wrapping bread with before?
I don't know. Just
like unwaxed
they were
paper?
just giving them loaves of bread, I guess.
Here, catch.
So this quote is from a 1928 issue of Modern Mechanics, praising his design, the ingenuity of his design. 2 banks of thin, sharp steel blades are utilized. The cutting edges are all in the same plane and alternated so that while one blade moves upward, its immediate neighbor moves downward. As the blades pass through the soft bread, the loaf closes immediately behind the blades and keeps the air out. These perfect surfaces fit snugly against each other and adhere surprisingly, thus retaining the freshness of the loaf.
Say that 10 times fast.
No. Modern Mechanics and their wordy descriptions.
See, I listened to the first part, and then I got caught up figuring how the blades are working.
Yeah,
and then I couldn't listen
I
to the
couldn't
rest.
picture it either.
But I think I get it.
Quotes make me sound more well researched. So.
Yeah.
So this was like an ingenious bread cutting design, Mm-hmm. Never been done before. So I still think it's crazy. Like 10 years, and no one else had made one, like a bread cutting machine.
Oh, no one else was this interested.
Yeah,
in
it was
bread?
just Rowetter.
Surprising.
So, however, when Rowetter, Otto, tried to sell his machine to bakeries, he was scoffed at because the machine was perceived as too bulky and too complex for everyday bread. It was like 5 feet by 3 feet.
Oh.
It was like big. So, as a last resort whim, Rowetter asked his friend Frank Bench, a baker on the brink of bankruptcy, to give the slicer a shot. So this is a quote from Rowetter's son. When no one else in the world would give my father's machine a try, Frank Bench did.
Aw, Frank
I know, right?
Bench.
But he's like
Next
on the
week
brink.
I'm gonna do benches.
So this was actually... Wait, what now?
So next week I'm gonna do benches.
So, he was on the brink of bankruptcy, and he invested a good amount of money into this bread slicing machine. It's not a cheap machine. So this guy just took like a wild shot. So the machine was installed in Chillicothe, Missouri, at the Chillicothe Baking Company, and the first slices of sliced bread were sold July 7th, 1928, produced with the name Clean Made. These slices, these pre-sliced bread, ready sliced bread, became immensely popular within 2 weeks. Frank Bench's bread sales increased 2,000%.
2,000%?
And yeah, this guy went from bankruptcy to being the hottest
Whoa,
baker in town.
That means if he was only selling one, bread?
He'd be selling 2,000 loaves.
What?
I know. It's ridiculous. This is Justin from the future. If you can hear me, you're bad at math. 2,000% of 1 is 20. Well, gotta go back to the future. Bye.
Good for you, Frank Bench.
I know. And Otto. Otto is the son of 2 German immigrants, and now he's got like this great machine that like makes people want bread.
The Germans are very efficient.
Yeah, German engineering.
So it starts here.
So in 1930, that's 2 years later, an entire business was built around sliced bread. The New York-based Continental Banking Company and their product, which marketed nationwide and brought the popularity of sliced bread to new heights. But what was the name of that product? Question 4.
Repeat the question.
So, what was the name of the product that was the New York-based Continental Banking Company owned this product, which they marketed nationwide and brought the popularity of sliced bread to new peaks?
Wonder Bread?
It's Wonder Bread.
Oh my god,
it's Wonder Bread.
Wait, what's our point total?
I don't know.
Let's do an update.
I had 1.
Yeah, you got 1 total.
Yeah.
And now I have 1?
Yeah.
So I could beat you.
Oh, you could still beat me, yeah. You got 5 and the bonus question left.
I have 5 questions left?
No, you've got question number 5.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, I've got like a million questions about sliced bread for you.
I gave you every chance in the book.
So I think this stat's really crazy. In 1933, that's 3 years after Wonder Bread is launched, nearly every large baking company had one of Rohrwetter's machines. And 80% of bread in America was sliced.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much bread in America is sliced today? Do you have that stat?
I don't have that stat. I'd imagine it's even higher than that. It's probably like 90%. Because, like, if you go buy bread...
you can still buy bread.
Yeah.
Not sliced.
Well, it's probably still around 80% then.
You think so?
Yeah, because like I don't know.
My guess.
It's a good stat.
My guess is 96% bread is sliced.
96% pre-sliced.
That's my guess. Are there any bread experts out there?
Yeah, call into the show.
Call in
right now.
We'd love to hear your opinions.
The phones aren't ringing. They're staying on their hooks. No one knows anything about bread. So, the effects of sliced bread. Ooh. It's more uniform and somewhat thinner slices, which meant people ate more bread, and more bread at a time because of the ease of getting another piece.
Oh.
So people would consume more bread. So with that, there's also an increase in consumption of spreads for the bread, like jam. So people are just eating bread left and right because they can just fit it right in their mouth from the bag. They don't have to cut it. But there's a dark time for sliced bread.
No.
1943. The sliced bread ban.
What?
Was enacted January 18th, 1943 by Food Administrator Claude R. Warwick. Question number 5 is why? Ooh, wait.
Oh, wait.
No, I've got 6 questions. Yeah, keep answering this
plus
one.
Plus a bonus?
You know what? Yeah, plus a bonus.
Oh.
Yeah. Why was there a ban on sliced bread in 1943?
Who banned it?
The Food Administrator Claude R. Warwick.
Man. Because he had celiac disease. He was gluten-free. And pissed.
He's pissed that so much people were eating bread. No. No. It was a wartime conservation measure.
That's a good answer, though.
Yeah, it was a good answer. The one guy's personal agenda on sliced bread curbed.
If I can't eat it, no one can.
This was like the most popular kind of bread in America. It was sliced. And one guy's like... So there were 3 reasons. What? There are 3 reasons why they decided to ban bread that was sliced. They wanted to save wax paper and steel. Steal from the bread machine and then wax paper because you had to use more wax paper to bag sliced bread.
Did they collect bread machines?
No, wait. This is a very short-lived ban.
All right, keep going.
And they wanted to reduce the cost of bread because the Office of Price Administration had authorized a 10% increase in flour prices because of rationing and stuff. So the reception to the ban. New York City Mayor LaGuardia suggested that bakeries with slicing machines be allowed to continue using them because they had them already.
Right. Like, why not just...
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to make bread either way.
Exactly.
That's so... Like... Oh, I was going to say something that I totally forgot it was. Cut that out.
No.
Wait, say everything you just said again so I can remember what it was that I was thinking about.
Okay.
You rudely kept talking.
New York
telling
City
your
Mayor
story.
LaGuardia.
No, before that.
What? Band reception?
Oh, I can't remember. Never mind.
Oh, the Office of Price Administration had authorized a 10% increase in flour prices because of rationing.
Man, I was going to say something really freaking funny. It's not that funny now. Keep going. I can't remember what it was.
It's all bread and circuses here.
I'll think about it in like 20 minutes.
New York City Mayor LaGuardia suggested that bakeries with slicing machines be allowed to continue using them because they already had them. This I thought was really cool. So in a New York Times letter from a housewife, a disgruntled housewife about the ban, she wrote...
Oh, here's what I was... No.
No, say it.
Okay, so he banned 80% of bread? If 80% of bread is being sliced?
Well, it just means that you don't use the slicing machine. You just sell the loaves.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Keep going.
Because the slicing machines, you would just put a loaf in it and slice it.
Right.
So the housewife wrote, I should like to let you see how important sliced bread is to the morale and saneness of the household.
Oh.
Because without it, you'll go crazy. My husband and 4 children are all in a rush before, during, and after breakfast. Without ready sliced bread, I must do the slicing for the toast. 2 pieces for each. 1, that's 10. So 10 slices for everyone in the family. Total. For their lunches, I must cut by hand at least 20 slices for 2 sandwiches apiece. They eat a lot of sandwiches in that household. Afterwards, I make my own toast. 22 slices of bread to be cut in a hurry. It's like a lot.
Wow,
that's a lot of bread.
Intense.
They look less appetizing than the baker's neat, even pieces. Having the baker's already...
What? Wait, that means this lady is buying like at least 2 bags of bread a day.
She's probably got like a whole room full of bread.
Wow.
Having the bakers already their bread slicing machines and for thousands of loaves. So she's like, they already have them, use them. I don't want to cut this bread. I should have to pay $7.95 for one, and I cannot afford even a good sharp knife. Sue Forrester, Fairfield, Connecticut. So obviously, people were not happy. But then the ban was rescinded March 8th, 1943. Very short-lived ban, 3 months.
Oh.
So, question, I guess 6 now.
Okay.
Why was the ban rescinded?
The FDA guy got too many letters from angry ladies.
I'd love to have that be the case.
Me too.
It's not though.
Power.
Do you have another guess? I want to hear another guess.
All the wives were writing to their husbands in the war and complaining about it, and then they were writing to the FDA guy and saying...
It's just another chain of letters. Your second guess is just more letters.
Okay, the wives were telling their children to write to their fathers, who wrote to their senators, who wrote to the FDA
guy. No. That's not right. Because the ban...
I thought that one was it.
I thought that was... So the real reason was... The ban wasn't really conserving much of anything. So there was no actual shortage on wax paper. So that didn't matter.
Just this one paranoid guy.
It's like, what about the wax paper, man? We need the wax paper. What if they use it all?
Parachutes!
We need to make...
Oh, look at us trivializing war.
So there wasn't actually a shortage of wax paper. The U.S. had actually stockpiled 1 billion bushels of wheat, which was enough to feed everybody for 2 years, even if no more wheat was grown in the whole United States.
Wow.
And it was not actually conserving a significant amount of steel, since practically all bakeries already had their slicers, and they weren't getting new ones. Mm-hmm. So...
it was just if your slicer broke, you were out of luck.
We'll do the moral of this story after my bonus question for you.
Okay.
Or do you want to do the moral first?
I want to do the bonus question
Okay. So this isn't about sliced bread. This is about bread. So the bonus question for you is, how old is the oldest known bread? Do, do, do,
Ooh.
do, do.
Ah.
I'll give you a hint. It's older than a bread box.
Really? Is it?
I'll give you
Is
another
this
hint.
fossilized bread they found?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you another hint.
Oh,
It's
okay.
older than agriculture.
Whoa. Don't you need agriculture to make?
Well, you can use
Bread?
wild grains and stuff to make bread.
True. Agriculture's just. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is 12,000 years.
That's really close. I'm going to give you
Wow.
half a point for it. It's 14,000 years old. You were only off by 2,000
Oh my
years.
gosh. Okay.
So they were actually making it in that when you said that. So
Cool.
it was a flatbread, and the ingredients include wild wheat, barley, and other grains, as well as a type of wild tuber. It predates agriculture in the region by 4,000 years. It was made by hunter-gatherers in northeast Jordan.
Interesting.
That's crazy,
Okay,
I
what's
think.
the moral of the story?
My moral is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread became the benchmark of ingenuity through the spirit of innovation and dedication of its creator, Otto Rohwedder.
Wow, you wrote it down.
Yeah. I had that written down.
I'd say the moral of the story is listen to ladies. They know what they want.
Housewives drive innovation.
Yes, that's true.
It's true.
It's true.
That's why we don't innovate anymore. There's no housewives left.
Well,
Now they're all business wives.
yeah. I like it. Let's just turn this podcast into every day we do the history of a different kind of bread.
Okay, next week
Next time I'll do
you'll
sourdough.
Okay, I'll do pumpernickel.
Ooh, okay. And then I'll do French. I'll just get all the basics out of the way.
Okay, well I'll keep doing some exotic one. I'll do
Okay.
like garlic knots.
Ooh, exotic.
Ooh, Italian. All right, so
That's
what we know.
what we know.
I hope you know it now too.
A little bit more than you did before.
There will be a pop quiz.
After this
Sometime.
commercial.
There's no commercials. I don't know. I'm just gonna end it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.